thoughts on the World Series Game 7?
I just saw the 10th inning, so I think I missed a bunch of the highlights. But yeah, it seems like there's a lot more Cub fans around this morning than I remember yesterday.
Is there anything you can say about Eddie Hurd's suspension at this time?
Nothing in addition to the statement we already made. Yeah.
How did you find out about it? I guess.
There's nothing left to discuss other than the statement that's been made. I mean, we'll wait to see what happens and go from there.
Mark, you guys haven't been to LA since the Coliseum since about 2012. I think like TJ and Farrow and maybe Stanford are kind of the only guys who played in that. Kind of odd to go to a conference thing where none of your guys, even your true seniors, haven't played.
Yeah, it's we were joking about Traveler and the band and everything, that kind of the pomp and circumstance around the Coliseum, and a bunch of the guys are looking at us like, what are you talking about? And so we had to explain that a little bit, but we'll kind of do our normal lead up, everything we do pregame, the same, and just look around a little bit more. There's a few different sites on your way in there, and stay focused.
What do you see from TJ? I mean, he was obviously tied in when he played there then, and Brady said he's kind of the guy that seems to be kind of getting some urgency at the end of his career and having a good senior year.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Unfortunately, it takes that oh my gosh, this is coming to an end type of moment for a guy to really harness everything or commit everything to it. I'm not saying he held back or anything necessarily, but some guys, there's just that urgency, and that's where you need to. We always are trying to light those fires now, for the true freshmen or the young guys, and learn from other guys.
Brady was saying earlier that to sort of fill in those gaps at linebacker as the holes keep coming, he's sort of relieved to have Jalen Jelks there. Who else do you think is going to next man up?
Well, yeah, there's. We have to kind of consult our medical team on a few guys, but there's just a bunch of guys that are in our world kind of quote unquote limited or maybes, and it's just that's the hardest part about preparing is you're sitting there going, okay, I think this guy's gonna be ready. You can't really count on this guy, and so you have to make some projections as as Coach Hoke does it or the position coach does it, particularly on defense right now.
Is this the most injured team you've been around as a coach?
It doesn't matter. We had the year that we played Arizona in the Pac-12 championship game. We had, I can't even remember how many injuries, and you just can't talk about it then. You can't talk about it now.
SC's run game has really come along, especially in October. I think Ronald Jones had his season high against Arizona in the first quarter last week. What does that really say about their line and what their offensive line has been able to do?
Yeah, that was the game. I think they were the healthiest up front, and so that certainly helps. Sam Darnold being a multifaceted guy is a huge deal, and yeah, that game went from it was 7-7, and then it was just gone, and that's how they are kind of right now, and so you have to limit those guys on special teams, limit them on offense, and get those skill guys on the ground.
Coach Helton said kind of like what you guys did with Herbert, putting a freshman in on offense to provide a little spark on offense. Do you see that with Darnold? Did he provide a spark that Max Brown wasn't having there?
I mean, it certainly has happened. Yeah, I don't know, necessarily the inner workings of everything, but they are so talented. And when you get a trigger guy that the skill guys kind of just have that little extra pep in their step to play for. They know they have an opportunity to get the ball. They just, they amp up their effort that much more, and it certainly looks like that.
Brady said that the team's been practicing with the same kind of intensity, whether that's coming off a win or a loss. Have you seen the same thing from the team?
They have, man. These guys have worked hard, and they've stayed positive at times when that's been difficult, and so that's a credit to them and the coaches. But it's a lot more fun coming off last week. I think our urgency has been similar. We had probably a little bit more physical week. Hopefully that will pay dividend on Saturday.
Because you really have only had 3 guys play at the Coliseum before, do you rely on them at all to tell guys about what it's like playing in that kind of hostile environment, or do you just kind of let them see for themselves on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, the environments, Nebraska is a great environment. A couple of, most of our guys, obviously all the freshmen haven't necessarily played in those environments, but we try to create as much chaos as we can and as much noise as we can in the mo, and have to trust that.
Did you bring out a horse?
Couldn't find the horse. Couldn't find the Traveler. Yeah.
But you blew up a speaker at practice today?
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
That happens every once in a while. Yeah, we had to create some more noise in the open. You know, when we're inside, it's a little bit easier to contain the decibels. Thanks.
Thanks,
Coach.
Coach.